some of the space storms mean more radiation, and so we have to worry about that. Also, some of that means solar wind, which at one point in time on my last mission actually changed the attitude of the space station. So we have to worry primarily about radiation, and then just the effects of the energy outside in space. Over. Hey, Hannah. Well, hopefully not too often. I think probably it's like any box or car or piece of equipment in your house. You know, it goes, it's tested, so hopefully works for a couple years. And then we get surprised because this is not like Earth, and so different things like radiation, for example, affect some of the electronics here. So sometimes we have to change things out, maybe on a monthly or a 6-month basis, or hopefully a couple-year basis. Over. Hi, Hannah. Probably the most favorite thing for me to do is float around and be a gymnast and not have to worry about falling. It's pretty awesome to float. It's sort of like being a fish, and it's sort of like being a bird. It's really fun. Over. So probably one of the prime things we do is look out the window, because it's awesome to try to take pictures at night and during the day of the Earth, and then also of the stars outside. But other things we do have a computer, we do have internet, and we can, it's a little slow, but we can use it. We can write emails to our family and talk to our family and friends on the telephone. Over. Hey, Lucas, we do all sorts of research. Primarily, one part is on ourselves to find out what happens to human bodies in space for a long time, so we can understand what it's going to take for you guys to go to Mars and back to the moon. Other things we do is we have robot systems up here. We're testing material sciences. We're testing capillary flow, like fluid in a straw. Think about that here on Earth. I mean, here in space, we don't know about gravity and capillary action. So there's all sorts of research that's going on up here. Over. So one of the biggest things I think you guys know about is bone density loss, because, of course, you don't need your bones to be as strong up here because you don't walk around. And so we other things we have to worry about is radiation, like I talked about, and other things are effects of fluid shifts. I mentioned about eyes, vision changes, for example. Over. Hi, Olivia. Well, I'm really lucky to be an astronaut. There were a lot of people who tried to be an astronaut, and somehow I got to be one. I'm hoping that more and more people like yourselves will be interested in space and want to come up here. It's a beautiful view, and it's good, the next step in exploration. Over. Hey, Luke. Well, we're doing all sorts of stuff also with water, like I talked about, and also protein crystal growth and other processes about how material and other things can form up here in microgravity. We can learn a whole lot from that. It makes us think a little bit differently than Earth, and be a little bit more creative. And some of that goes back to helping people's health on Earth. Over. Layla, happy birthday. Great question. So yes, eating, sometimes we're not as hungry up here because the food doesn't obviously sink down in your stomach. It floats a little bit. Sleeping is a little bit different. You're not really laying down on a bed. I'm always missing my pillow and being able to lay down. But you get used to it after a little while, and you figure out how to sleep in your sleeping bag and make it seem like your bed. Over. Hey, Stefano, absolutely. Curiosity is there paving the tracks, and I think people will be there before long. Technologies we're working on up here help to build new spacecraft. It's more efficient engines, and will get us there quicker. So I'm hoping that the things we're doing is going to get you guys to go to Mars. Over. That's tough. Last time I came home from